Hello and welcome back to the series. EXP here, and this week we're doing something a little bit different, and by a little bit different I mean it's going to be completely different. We're having a scheduled YAP session, and that is because, well, because I can't finish my projects. So I'm going to go mining for quartz and netherite, mostly netherite, but the quartz I also need for observers to finish what I'm actually doing. And last week I also asked a bunch of questions on Twitter and down in the YouTube community post thingy, and I got a few responses, so we're going to answer those while I go blow up the nether. Deal? Deal. Now behind me here we have a bunch of shulkers, and in these shulkers we've got an awful lot of sand and an awful lot of gunpowder. I've also got this flint and steel and this redstone torch, so let's go make as much TNT as we can and get ready for the fireworks show. We've got nearly 4 stacks. I've also got my gold helmet on. I've got my good armor. And I think a pitchfork. This is a yap session, not a lynch mob. We don't need pitchforks. We need pickaxes. Yeah, we need 1 pickaxe, and that is just a tunnel. So let the yap session commence. And by that I mean I'm going to go blow stuff up and do a voiceover later on. It's going to be weird. This isn't how I usually do things, so let's see how it actually goes. Okay? Begin. So, as I mentioned, I've recently hit 200 subs here on YouTube, and after thanking everyone, I asked for a quick Q&A session here and on Twitter, and got a grand total of 3 responses. Well, that's okay. I'm a certified yapper. A yapaholic. Bro's yapping. Back once again, it's the Renner Yap Master. Okay, I'll stop. On to the questions. First up is Axe the Shadow with what led to making YouTube videos? I should have wrote that down a little bit better. What led you to making YouTube videos? Okay, yeah, let's crack on. The short answer, lockdown. Yeah, I just bought myself a Switch and Pokemon Sword the Christmas before lockdown started, which I'm kind of glad I did, else it would have been a completely different story. Now, I'm someone that hasn't played Pokemon since Gen 4, so there's a good, that's 3 years per gen, so 3, 6, 12 years. It had been 12 years since I picked up a Pokemon game, and I hadn't realised just how big the competitive online scene had got. Quite literally, as I put the franchise down, it boomed. After joining a few Facebook groups and getting my head around understanding how Pokemon stats work, I became pretty decent at VGC, which is the official format hosted by TPCI itself, the Pokemon Company International itself. If you don't know the rules of VGC, it is a 2x2 battle where you have a team of 6, you select 4, and then 2 go out on the field at the same time, and the idea is you knock out the opponent's 4 Pokemon before they can knock out all of yours. And there are caveats to those rules, but ultimately that's what it is. But this isn't a Pokemon video, so we're not going to go too far into it. But yeah, while battling friends and joining different gym challenges, which were basically like in-game gym challenges but with friends, and you played online, I eventually came across Pokemon Draft League, which is, in my opinion, the most fun you can have playing Pokemon. Around the same time, I'd managed to pick myself up an Elgato HD60, H60 Plus S, maybe one of them anyway, and it wasn't too expensive, and a cheapish laptop. And I started recording battles, which led me into the rabbit hole of YouTube, which in the grand scheme of things is pretty late to be discovering YouTube. Like, I knew what YouTube was, I didn't really consider it a hobby or something like an activity, whereas now I'm fully aware that it is an activity. And from that point on, I was completely hooked. Even though I kind of grew away from competitive Pokemon, and mostly not wanting Nintendo to have anything to do with the content I make, I started hyperfixating on Minecraft. Again, which is something I was incredibly late to discovering, because it was about 2 years after that lockdown, about 2022 I think I started playing Minecraft properly, and yeah, I know a lot about Minecraft now. And here we are, as I said, 200 plus subs in watching me make silly little videos on a silly little block game while talking about other people who make silly little videos on this silly little block game. Axe is one of them, and you should check him out. But after you've checked out this doodle that I promised for him. Next, we have Frankie, who I commissioned this art piece from. And their question is, what was the first thing you remember watching on YouTube? Now, this is a tough one to answer, as there was a lot of crossover between YouTube and Newgrounds. So I'm going to first off add a caveat here. Anything Flash related from this era is automatically Newgrounds. So, you know, anything by Ego Raptor, David Firth, which is Salad Fingers, and the Death Battle stuff. Even Charlie the Unicorn doesn't count, even though I saw all of these. And also, I watched a lot of, I suppose, the more viral videos, not on YouTube itself, but on a show called, what was it? It was like a best of YouTube that came on TV, because I didn't really have internet access between 2009 and about 2015. Like, I had the internet, but not particularly good internet. I wasn't watching YouTube videos. And so, with that out of the way, the first video I remember being obsessed with on YouTube specifically was a Final Fantasy stand? Oh, Final Fantasy VII Final Stand or Last Stand AMV. If you don't know what an AMV is, I believe it stands for Animated Music Video, and it was a song which would then have other media like an anime or a cartoon or a video game spliced together in a way that matches the song. Now, the AMV I believe for this was, well, I know it was Interview at the Ruins by Circle Takes the Square, who is a screamo band, but slightly more grindcore / progressive hardcore. I don't know, but it's a fantastic band nonetheless. And if you're unfamiliar with Final Fantasy VII's Last Stand, it was an anime that told Zack's story before Crisis Core was a thing, and you have no idea how we'd eat those crumbs. Those slivers, the amount of unexplored lore in that game had us frothing at the gills for anything. And now look, we've got an anime, a movie, a spin-off game, subcontext via other games, which is Kingdom Hearts, and a remaster telling the story in another light. So, yeah, Final Fantasy VII fans are eating good now, but back then we weren't. In 2005 we had this, and that was it. And did we have Dirge of Cerberus by this point? I can't remember, but Dirge of Cerberus was around not too long before or after, which also has a bunch of lore. But yeah, I'm digress. Discovering... But yeah, I digress. At the same time, this was also a period in my life in around 2005 when I was discovering who I was musically, so it holds a lot of sentimental value. And here's her doodle. On to the last question, and this comes from Raider of the Lost Longman. My god, is there a story here? Do you prefer squares or circles? Now, to answer the question, obviously, as a Minecraft player, the holy grail of Minecraft is a circle. Beating the Ender Dragon, child's play. Ending the Withers fight victoriously? Bah. Fellow Warden? Boring. Building a circle? True peak. Shout out to Mr. Cat, who managed to do a true circle in Minecraft. Here's a link to the video down below and in that little corner thing. But let's crack on with the story behind this actual question, shall we? So, this story takes place away from the internet in this strange and weird place called England. Ugh. Weird, I know, but it gets weirder. See, where I work, which is also how I met the commenter here, there's a guy that we'll just name Young Bernard for now. And if you think I can yap, he'd yap me out of town. Anything to distract you long enough to realise he's not actually getting any work done. And he's damn good at that. Not working. I wouldn't know if he's any good at it. He's too damn good at avoiding work. So, I don't say it lightly that he's a professional at this. Young Bernard has many tools on his belt. Pretending to not know how to do something? making sure he's wiping down an area as to not look like he's standing around doing nothing, and shifting blame, such as, no one else does that, isn't that your job, the boss hasn't told me I need to, those kinds of things. But his biggest asset is his distraction, and he'll often throw out such left field questions that you can't help but answer in hopes of hearing everyone else's answers even. A normal person would come up to you, and if they wanted to know something, like, so, what kind of breakfast cereal do you like? It's a bit of a strange question, but it's normal. No, not our Bernard. His question is, what's your favourite time to eat cereal? And if you're wondering the answer, his is 8 PM. Now, I don't know why this becomes such a hot topic, but it did, and there was a lot of arguments. I'm pretty sure there was bloodshed over this. Probably not, but you know, I'm being dramatic for the sake of being dramatic here. But yeah, it became an inside joke that if you're ever asked to do a job, rather than actually do the job, you just ask a question. I say you just ask a question, but what you actually do is ask a question, laugh about it, and then do the job, because none of us can quite get around doing the job. None of us have the gift of yap like Bernard does. And ultimately, the default question is, do you prefer circles or squares? And yeah, that is the story of that question. And I don't quite know how to segue into the next part of this video, so here's the doodle. Let's wrap up. So that little haul got us a decent amount. We can have a look at it in a bit. I was going to wrap up the episode here as well, but we're only about 10 minutes in, so I've got to find something else to do. I can talk you through the system that we've got going here and why I needed the quartz in the first place. So let's have a quick look, shall we? So we've got 19 ancient debris, nice, and a stupid amount of quartz. And we need the quartz for all these observers that we're going to need, because we are finally putting in place a multi-item sorter. Now, this is the J Mooney version 5, which I'm following the tutorial that Rapscallion put out, so I'll link that up in the corner and down in the comments. Down in the comments? You should leave a comment down in the description. I fell down. Oh, I'm scatterbrained today. Right. What is this system doing? Well, first of all, I've built it backwards, so I've got to pull the water stream all the way along here to have it filter into the top there and end up down here. But that does mean that this in this, just shoot me now, will you? I can't talk. It does mean that I can have the overflow system here nestled in between the two. I've also took this system out on this side because I was going to concertina these, so I'd have one then the other, but trying to do that with the space I had would just, it was going to be awkward, and I'm not looking forward to that. But I've got one, it's AB tileable, so I've got one slice. Is it AB? Yes, sorry, so it's 2 wide, AB tileable. So that is the reason that I've only got this done so far, and that was so I could build it and make sure the proof of concept is working, which it is. Did I put anything in the filters? I've got a bunch of stuff on me, so I can prove it anyway. If we go up to the top here, we will see that these chests are fully blocked. So yeah, that's torches. And in here, them. So the items are going to come in through this line, and this hopper is blocked. And this hopper is blocked. So what it does is it tries to put the items in. If it can't do it, it'll move it to the next one. And if it can't do it, it will end up over here. So let's put something that we know is going to fail first. So a hopper. It's got nowhere to go. It can't go in that one. Can't go in that one. Can't be forced down. So it ends up over here. Now, if it is something that can be forced down, which was rockets, 2, 3. As we can see, they haven't ended up here. That one flashed then. This is why it needs specific timing as well, because it removes it and then puts it back. So those are down there, and the same for the torches in the other one. There. And if we head down here, we'll see that we now have torches in here and fireworks. I nearly said a dirty word then. Fireworks in here. And that is what that system's doing, and I need those observers so I can finish building the rest. One thing we can do for sure is mine these down. Okay, how many of these can we actually... Oh, that's just for upgrading. Okay, never mind. I thought that was for making as well, but apparently not. Is it 4 for 4? Yeah. So, I've only got 2. We got more on the way. Let's have more. How many are we going to get in the end, shall we see? Where's the plonkers gone? There. How many have we actually got? So we've got another 2 there. So we've got 6 in total. I think I have to do a hole for the meme, don't I? I don't know where my hole is, but you'll see that next week. Right. How many upgrade? I probably shouldn't be recording this. This is just manual labour. This is just boring stuff. But I'm already failing because I promised Yukon a long video, and this one's probably the shortest one yet. So, sorry Yukon, I'm letting you down already. So, we're down to the last one. Let's go and find... Looking snazzier now. Let's go and find my hole. This might take a while. Was it here? Okay, we need mending on it first then. So let's go visit Silent Shop, shall we? Rockets. Rockets? There. Be right back. Okay, so we've got the diamond hole. We've got the mending book. Why is it only costing 2? Man, that's good. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. What do we want to name this? Because it's a hole. Obviously, there is a bunch of very, very easy, low-hanging fruit jokes we could make, isn't there? That isn't one of them, but I thought it would be funnier to not make it anyway. Give me my advancement. Thank you very much. Oh, worth it. Worth it. Right, it's getting night time now. And yeah, with that all done, this will be the end of the episode. I appreciate everyone that's still here. Thanks for watching, liking, commenting, you know, all the normal YouTuber stuff. But next week, we've got something a little bit special planned. And by planned, I mean I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. But there's a Halloween district opened and there's a build competition. So I'm going to head over there and build something. That's next week's plan. I don't know what it is yet. You can help me if you want. Not that I'm fishing for ideas. Nope. Fishing. See? See what I said? Yeah. I'm getting carried away. Anyway, I appreciate you all. Thanks for being here. And ta-ra of it.